I can hear my roommate constantly having sex with his sex doll. So basically, my roommate bought a sex doll last week. He had told me about him getting it because our apartment is so small and I'm unemployed ATM after losing my job. So I'm at the apartment all the time. So he couldn't really bring in a 5 feet 6 feet package secretly and just never bring up what was in the package. It's one of those almost lifelike ones. I asked him how much it cost and he wouldn't tell me. I threw out, "Was it 1,000? He said more. He also grossly told me it has every whole TMI. I own a bunch of self-pleasure toys myself lol, so I DRC about the idea of him having one. Thought it was weird that I essentially had to know it due to the circumstances though. Anyway, literally a few hours later after this, I was chilling in my bed and I heard his bed squeaking. Wall being banged, grunting almost yelling honestly. Like WTF, pleasure moans etc. BC he's doing. The obvious. The only 2 rooms in the apartment share a wall, so that doesn't help. Whatever, he's having fun with his new toy. I tell myself so weird I have to even think about this problem is. For the last week, multiple times. Every night, I have to hear this. Literally got woken up by it one night. I can't take it anymore. I want to confront him. But how should I? He can do whatever he wants, I guess. And if he had a girlfriend or something, I would have to hear similar noises regardless. But since it's just him and the doll, I think he should be able to control the noises better TBH. Locked post. New comments cannot be posted. I mean, you guys are close enough that he told you he got one, so I don't think it'd be weird to just say he's being really loud and ask if he could please keep it down. When I saw the picture, I thought it was going to be a video and we were going to hear it lol. And for some reason I imagined squeaky toy noises. It's one of those like ones with kind of like realistic flesh, I guess, so I don't know if it's squeaky or not lol, but I don't hear the toy itself, just his vocals. The bed creaking and the wall getting banged, and also we're not super close at all. It's just one of those things, like I said, where I'm much literally always in the apartment so he didn't really have a choice besides telling me. I found out when he brought in the package and I asked what it was. He just flat out said it's a sex doll and that he was hoping for it to be delivered at a time when I was in my room or something, but it was delivered when I was doing stuff around the apartment and he didn't want to leave it outside, on the porch. I was like, actually? Then I asked him the shit about the price of it, which he evaded lol. He didn't show me the doll itself, but showed me a picture of what it looks like on the website. He just took the box into his room, then a couple hours later came out with the cardboard. Lol. You should just talk to him, be civil. Just say, hey, you woke me up last night, wanted to let you know, see if you could keep it down, at least during sleeping hours. Then also mention the bed banging. An easy fix is just using 2 rolled up towels on either side. Between the bed the wall. You wouldn't hear any banging on the wall at least. I would also recommend cut pool noodles between the frame and wall to buffer and reduce impact sound. Hey, get a pair of headphones or earmuffs if you're too chicken to confront him about it. Or play really loud music and when he complains, tell him you're trying to drown his moans. Agree, sometimes you've just got to fight petty with petty. Headphones or loud music sound like fair survival tactics until a real conversation happens. I mean, that's not a solution for Emdu. That would just get you in trouble with the landlord. I know in my complex if we played loud music past PM we'd have the cops banging our door down because you could hear everything through the floors and walls. I don't know man, playing thrash metal or something might kick him into overdrive. Also avoid any smooth jazz or sexy pop music. Maybe play Renfair music? Maybe that'll be so out of place it'll distract him. Grab a squeaker dog toy. Stand in common areas. Squeeze it like a barking collar. Every grunt groanman weep until he either stops or develops a complex. Vocals with a sex doll. Tell me you scream your own name during sex without telling me that you scream your own name during sex? This is so fucking weird. Like WTF is wrong with people? Agree. I also find it unlikely he would be as loud with a real woman because he is probably only into himself and wouldn't be in control expressive with a woman. When someone wants to his ordinary life-size fake woman spend time locked in a room doing what he is doing, it's time to get out of TGE house, get some new hobbies and get out of their own head. Do something for someone else. His brain must be full of BS to think this is normal to spend his life doing a doll. My ex decided to get himself a 2.0 doll while we were still dating and was surprised when I broke up with him. He even dressed it in my clothes. This is wild. I'm so sorry, and I'm glad he's an EX. He doesn't have to cuddle the doll or talk to it after he's done, or take it out to dinner or call an Uber. He only has to shove it in the closet with the ball gag in its mouth and make his own sandwich. Yes, but it's a doll and completely devoid of human interaction and touch. Shit is weird and unhealthy. I would feel so fucking ridiculous doing this that I wouldn't even be able to get my dick hard. Know what? Glad he's not out there abusing a vulnerable population. You're actually supposed to hang them in a closet. I know because my now husband and I spent our first night on the phone talking and laughing about weird sex dolls while I sent him link after link after link. Imagine not knowing your roommate had a sex doll and going into the closet for something and getting jump scared by a human-sized doll hanging there. Telling you right now, if he has money for one of those and is paying for all his bills too, he either blew a huge savings or he makes enough where he doesn't need a roommate if you have a TV in your bedroom. White noise in on your phone. Show movie on the TV. Honestly, as a woman, those sex dolls seem extremely creepy. Red flag. Almost. It's like fucking a corpse. No? 'Cause it just lies there. Yes, it is, but at least he isn't out there trying to trick living women into having sex with him or work as an undertaker. This happens a lot. They just get sacked and move on to the next place when they get caught. It's all so horrible. The fact that this needs to be said is a reminder that humanity can be so disappointing sometimes. Google realistic sex dolls. It's very scary how real they are getting. I can just imagine what they will be in the next 20 years. I can understand your concerns as a woman. I just Googled it and yelled out, "Oh shit," loud enough for my kids to ask what I was looking at. I had no idea they looked so realistic. Now they are even more of a red flag. How creepy. I imagine human-robot relationships being very real in the future. None of that matters, lol. Just nut up and tell him to shut the fuck up. You said you're always in the apartment. What if you weren't? Maybe he could prioritize sex during those off times? If I were trying to avoid hearing something my roommate was doing, I probably wouldn't tiptoe outside their door to take a photo. You'll need more skepticism in your lives. 4 years ago, this person posted that they were 20. Now they're 19. Lol, me too. Or like the sound of someone wrestling with an inflatable. It shouldn't be an inflatable doll but a silicone one because Op said it was a realistic thing. So I guess inflatable doll is just a way of talking about it. It shouldn't really make any noise. I meant from the title. Only Fools and Horses is like my only experience of sex dolls, lol. Turned out it's the man making all the noises. Okay, now I'm laughing out loud at work. How long does he last? Is it multiple rounds? Legit, sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes over an hour. Don't know if he's taking hunter packs to last that long with it or what. Does he use meth? Fucking a sex doll for an hour at a time repeatedly is the kind of thing one does on meth. Does he stay up for multiple days in a row ever? If so, 100, it's meth. I'd move out as soon as you can before you get into a weird altercation about something he's convinced you did just because he's tweaking out and not thinking rationally. If that was all tweakers did, then it would be okay. This guy could easily be a motorhead and disassembling his car and putting it back together again in the living room. True story, or some other compulsive addictive behavior. Hanging out with my cousin from Buckeye. A kick. His best friend Tucker was just about done putting his Chevy Camaro back together. In his living room. It was a perfect working car. He took the whole thing apart, down to the frame, and carried all the parts from his garage into his living room and assembled it there next to his couch and entertainment center. Then he would disassemble it again and rebuild it back in his garage and drive it. You would think that is amazing and strange, except this was the second time he did it. Someone said he was making it up about the first time and did it a second time to win the bet. Weird altercation about something he's convinced you did. Like using his sex doll. This is funnily and oddly specific. Did you have a meth enthusiast roommate that fucked sex toys all night long? Or were you the doll-loving meth enthusiasts? Oh yeah, that's definitely an issue. Imagine if he saves up for a hyper-realistic one next. You need your own spot. Sorry. Oh, just you wait till they start putting eye brains in these things. I still wonder WHH people have to go on internet and do a thread. IDK, is it so hard to just talk him and ask, can you please not be so loud? Thank you. Problem is, like I said in my post, I'm unemployed ATM and he's picking up on a lot of bills. So I feel like if I basically harp on him to be quiet, he'll be less generous. So I'm going to give you some tough love. You have 2 options. Number 1 is you get some headphones. Number 2 is you get a job and contribute fairly to the household, and then you can start suggesting about how the space is used fairly. I was going to suggest that you speak to him, but in all honesty, I think you should suck it up a little bit. Also, taking a photo of his door while he's doing this is rather inappropriate. If you're so disgusted by it, why would you be loitering outside your benefactor's bedroom door? If he's picking up the bills and you're not that close, then maybe it's a beggars can't be choosers kind of situation. You'll need to invest in earplugs while on the job hunt. Ha 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 ha. Okay, wait. Maybe he is doing this on purpose to motivate you to get a job so that you're out of the house more. Turns out there is no sex doll. The box was a giant tube of popcorn for him to eat while he loudly plays a tape of sex noises and reclines in his room in amusement, waiting for Op to move out. Roommate is the final boss of passive-aggressive roommates. LMAO, I'm obsessed W. This take you didn't see that post the other day? Guy said, my roommate is unemployed and home all the time. What can I do? And the top answer was buy a sex doll and weird him out and motivate him to leave. Oh my god, I hope this is real. Can you drop a link, please be connected? The law is too good. As soon as I read the op, I knew why. Op has no clue how infuriating it can be to have some oblivious tool right there every time you get home from working, going out, going for a walk, etc., etc. You have no money to do things? Great. More motivation to get work, or at the very least to go out and get some fresh air every once in a while? Yes, I'm cranky about this, and yes, it is personal. This is a seriously interesting situation. If it's true, of course, if you're unemployed and he's picking up a lot of the bills, then you just deal with it. If you're not paying your fair share of the bills, then you're essentially his guest. Not to mention, if you have no job to be awake for in the morning, then you getting uninterrupted sleep isn't very important. Alright, I'm a light sleeper. So here's my advice. Download a white noise machine app to your phone and play the white noise at the highest volume you can stand. Also get a box fan and run it. Then get a pack of earplugs from a drugstore or grocery near you. They should be cheap. Use all 3 together, you shouldn't hear much of it anymore. If you can still hear him, gently ask your roommate to keep it down. Explain you've tried to accommodate, but you can still hear him and politely ask that he be more quiet. So you're living with a 32-year man for free. How long has he been paying your bills? Are you on the lease? Never mind, spotted enough details in your replies. Not only are you overreacting, you have no room to stand on or in, because it's not your apartment and he's paying your bills. He's not your roommate. You're just some entitled squatter who's shaming the guy that pays your bills. Lol, that's a harsh take. Living arrangements can be complicated, but respect and clear communication should always come first, no matter the situation. The fact this isn't higher up is insane. With this logic that everyone is using, when I have kids, my 15-year-old son should just put in some earbuds when he hears me and my partner fucking because he doesn't pay any bills. Like, why do Redditors want other people to hear them having sex? Where are other people's shame anymore? Half of these people are basically admitting that they only treat other people with fairness and respect because they have to. The minute they can God mode over someone, they instantly would. MF is standing outside the guy's door, talking about he can hear him. Well, yeah, of course you can creep. He's probably going overboard with it because it's new. If he had a girlfriend, it would likely be the same story, but with 2 people being noisy instead of 1. Get some earplugs for a bit until things settle down. They probably will, because he does have to clean her up afterwards too. That's assuming he cleans her. I'm doing my best to be optimistic. This thread is filling my brain with images it does not want. Well, that changes things, TBH. You might have to just be chill with it then. Literally, just tell him. He will hopefully be embarrassed enough to knock it off. Context though, Op said they are unemployed and the roommate contributes a higher percentage of the household expenses. They should honestly drop it if they don't want to risk that ending or the roommate not wanting to renew. Why do you have a 32-year-old roommate instead of someone closer to your age? I would say a movie night with him would be a good idea. I recommend Lars and the real girl XD lol bang on his door and yell, hey dude, your plastic girlfriend is DTF literally whenever, so how about you do her when I'm not trying to sleep? If he doesn't stop, start loudly playing whatever you think will be the biggest turn off for him on your laptop every time he starts. Maybe loud circus music and clown horns honking. Or Teletubbies. What if that just conditioned the roommate to get horny when he hears circus music? That's weird. Yes. but I feel like it's super weird to stand outside Jude's door while he does it lol. I'd say you should talk to him about it, but there's no way he doesn't know he's being loud as shit. Maybe he's trying to, like, motivate you to get out more. I think you both need to talk about some stuff. Probably. Bro, what are you doing outside my door? Just standing here in the dark taking pictures and telling the internet you're fucking a sex doll. Now can you stop being weird and loud? You know, the part that fucks me up the most here is you took a picture of this significantly older, admittedly weird AF Jude's door while he's railing the sex doll lol. Like, it's not even like the photo proves any of what you're saying, it just tells us you apparently stood outside the door at forum during the bang sesh, willingly to get this photo for this. And I mean, I get it, you're 19. Makes sense not to be doing the smartest thing, but I definitely would not be this confident with all those choices. To post it to the internet, you know. Haha, I'm wondering if you're standing there listening and secretly talking pictures and posting ISNT the real weirdest thing I've ever seen. You are the weirdo buddy lol strange AF. Yeah, I didn't even consider this. Haha, it is kind of strange to just be at the door listening. Get some noise cancelling headphones. Stop standing outside his door at 4 am. Or ask him to keep it down. Don't stand outside his door at 4 in the morning while he's fucking the doll. That's also weird. Sometimes you read a post and realize it's time to go to bed. Good night. Just make sure no one's standing outside your bedroom door taking pics and asking the internet if you're the weird one. Have a turn with the doll and inform him she cheated on him. Wow. This is as hilarious as it is depressing. I don't know how it'd feel in your situation, but if it's affecting sleep like this, it'd be upset. Can you ask him to be quiet when you're asleep? What in the creepy universe is going on under that door? It looks as if you have inadvertently taken a photo of a ghostly high heel toe. He's into even more kinky stuff than you poltergeist. For real though, if he is rude with a sex toy, he will be rude with a girlfriend bathridden too. Speak up now, establish boundaries around time of day and duration, and do it all with the same matter-of-fact bluntness you would use to discuss any other noise-related topics. There is no reason that loud sexual vocalization cannot be addressed tactfully and honestly, with mutual respect and understanding. Just because you are currently unemployed, it does not mean your admittedly generous roommate is entitled to violate your most basic boundaries. If you want to maintain top form, to find a new job, you need adequate sleep, so unless he is running a nocturnal OnlyFans to help cover your portion of rent, he shouldn't wake you up at all hours of the night making love to his new toy. Financial favors do not give others the right to overstep our personal boundaries unless of course they are from student loan creditors, the mafia or a bank who do not give a SHT about humane treatment of anyone and will call you on Christmas Day just to cuss you out as a poor student graduating in 2008. True story. But I digress. Jokes and stories aside, you deserve respect no matter what the financial situation is. Please have a gentle conversation about this with him more because of the intimate and awkward nature of the boundary breach, and come up with a game plan that works for both of you. You have to remember that sound is actually another person creating sound waves that reach out across space and physically alter your perception and neurochemistry. I would argue that sound is nearly a form of touch, and that overstimulation via intentional excessive sound wave generation can be a form of passive-aggressive attack. So be honest and get this cleared up, because you do not need overzealous grunting and yelling coming at you when you need proper rest. If he refuses, know that auditory bombardment and sleep deprivation tactics are legit torture methods in the military and elsewhere. If he refuses to tone it down, I might take it as a hint he would like you to move out, or at least that he is frustrated with your unemployment. Whether it's oblivious enjoyment of a new toy or deliberately obnoxious noise pollution affair, it's inconsiderate, especially if up until now you have been a thoughtful, contributing roomie. In the meantime, noise-cancelling headphones, the kind you turn a switch on to block out external sound, really are a lifesaver in tough audio environments. I used them when my infant daughter had reflux and couldn't help but cry at night due to her little tummy hurting. It made it tolerable to hold her for long periods of time while also being a highly sensitive mum. They will cancel out just enough to make peace attainable until your resolution reveals itself. I'm glad you brought up personal boundaries. Have you seen the photo that Op has added? How would you feel if somebody took a picture of your bedroom door while you were having a carnal moment with yourself and posted it online? This person has been generous enough to financially support his housemate and trusted his housemate with an intimate detail. And in return, he gets his bedroom door and intimate business posted online. Your 32-year-old roommate felt he had to tell you about his sex doll and then proceeded to have loud, obnoxious sex with said doll. Run, this guy is a creep and may escalate things. Yeah, the 19-year with a 32-year roommate was already weird to me. That with the grown-ass man roommate telling him about his sex doll and being loud about it. He knows he's being loud. I think he probably knows and likes the fact that he can hear. Honestly, you might be right. There's been times when I came back to the apartment and there was weird fetish stuff out. Blindfold, handcuffs, etc. like on coffee table or on the kitchen table. This guy, I assure you, does not get laid. And I've never heard once about any exes or anything from him. H just apologize and put the item away. I don't know why else H have it out though, unless to show off you need to get out of the apartment more. My friend, start looking for jobs. Get yourself a decent pair of earplugs. I realize this dude is weird, but if, like you say, you're always at the apartment, he's never gonna get a moment alone with this thing lol. Get outside and start finding a job. Treat the situation the same as if your roommate was having loud sex with a human. Bed banging up against the wall, loud grunting, etc. There's basic roommate etiquette, especially at night while you're sleeping. If you're scared to bring it up, he'd focus bringing up the fact that it wakes you up at times and ask if he could tone it down during those hours specifically. Hey man, can you ask your girlfriend to keep it down a bit during sex? Did you say he is paying your bills right now? Brew, he is doing you a huge solid when he doesn't have to. I totally understand that it's less than ideal at the moment. I know I would absolutely hate that, but honestly, what can you do about it right now? I would wait until you're paying bills again, then bring it up. First, the situation is odd. I know you explained, but didn't. Why are you 19 and living with 32? Read how you're living there, OG moved out, yada yada. But not a why second you're an adult, and if it bothers you or is too much, ask him to keep it down. Third, don't stand outside their door at 4 a.m. That's one of the weirdest parts. Go to bed, put in headphones, take a walk. It's not your apartment, and what he does. Conversations help to correct or let you know nothing is going to change. That will help you move forward in noise blocking or getting your own place. Then you can have sex with your toys as you alluded to having. Win. Win. I was looking for this comment because I thought I was the only one raising my eyebrows that a 19-year-old is roommates with a 32-year-old who is a family member. They are at different stages in life and have different income brackets. It's really strange that he thought it was acceptable to take a picture of his roommate's door while enjoying himself. That's a serious invasion of privacy. If I were the roommate and found out that my roommate took a photo of my door and posted it online for thousands to see, I would be very upset. He's probably trying to motivate you to get a job. Haha, yeah, I think you could try talking to him about it. But he doesn't have to comply. I honestly have gotten used to hearing my neighbors fuck thin walls in my apartment building, but I don't know what to tell you. You are kind of at his mercy, it sounds like, so sucking it up may be the route. Unfortunately, as weird as it is, to each their own. But does he ever get alone? Time. When I had roommates, it was always nice to have the environment to ourselves. When one another was at work or out socializing, you own a bunch of self-pleasure toys. Are you jealous that he has a turbo fuck doll with multiple holes and you're stuck with your chump kitty stuff? How about leaving the 30 male that fucks toys alone? You should start hanging out with the sex doll. Keep telling him we're just friends. This will get in his head and mess with his self-confidence. No more self-confidence. No more 3-section nights. Here I am directly outside his door with my ear pressed to it, and I can hear him. What a weirdo my roommate is, guys. If it are making you feel uncomfortable, then why are you standing right outside his door? Where it'll be even louder. Go put some headphones on or something. I get privacy and all, but going straight to the source just to listen to it seems just as strange, if not more. Tell him how you feel. Maybe join in on the fun. Grab your toy and go to town while he's getting it on with Rubber Ruby. The sounds should cancel each other out. Men are really something else. WTF did I just read? Be a bro and spit roast that thing. Exactly. Too many unused holes. Your roommate almost certainly knows how loud he's being, and I'd bet he's doing this on purpose. Lol, you know he has it. He knows you know he has it. Just make no bones about it. I need you to keep it down when you're fucking your doll, please. I shouldn't be subjected to this. 2 for 7, do you guys have separate leases? Picture this, he comes home to find you in bed with Vanessa. Vanessa, how could you? He could also maybe enjoy his faux girlfriend at more reasonable times of davening. If he actually told you he had one, you can actually tell him to keep it down at night, much like any housemate. I simply cannot believe this is true. But that's irrelevant. AIO, my roommate stands outside my door at 4 a.m. Takes and posts the pictures online while I'm trying to pleasure myself. Also, he is unemployed and doesn't pay any bills. Step 1, get a job and pay bills. Step 2, politely let him know he needs to keep the noise level down as it's affecting your sleep. Steps 1 and 2 are not interchangeable. Should set it up around the apartment in various scenes. Sitting at the table eating cereal, on the couch watching TV, petting the cat. A modern day's Three's Company, buy him a ball gag. Sorted. Tell him it sounds like a good time and ask if you can join in next time. I'm sure that will quiet it down for a few days. Lol. Side note, you standing outside his door while he is sexing his doll girlfriend and taking a picture is also weird. He'd probably be more worried about where he's cleaning it than the noises. I hope you don't share a bathroom. I can't believe you aren't using this as a way to fuck with him. I'm sorry. I'd be looking for a device that would have a female voice say specific phrases and was hooked up to an accelerometer. I'm not in the mood. Not now. You're gross. Stop. Is it in yet? I don't feel it, and that's just off the top of my head at her M. Maybe hell, break up with the doll. Sure, she's hot, but probably doesn't have much of a personality. Every time it starts up and you can hear it, crank let's get it on. Hell, get the message. Bro, this is a wild post. I'm glad I'm not you, OP. I don't think you're overreacting. He should be beating off when you're not there. I say beating off because a sex doll is not sex. Lol, he shouldn't be making any noise. This is all so strange. Tell him info you can't join in. You don't want to hear it. Just be prepared for the well come on in broda. In all seriousness, you're both adults though the age gap is non-conventional. He even told you he got one. You said you have adult toys as well. Just say, hey man, so you're literally keeping me up at night with how much you use that thing. Could you maybe try to be a little quieter when you use it? Or try to use it when I'm gone? Also though, you mentioned being unemployed, sorry, and not leaving very often. Maybe try getting out of the house at times when you know he's home to give him an opportunity to use it without bugging you. I know I don't use my loud toys when my roommate is home. I do that on nights when he works. If he didn't ever leave though, I'm not gonna just stay pent up and not play with my toys, especially if it's 1000. WTF. Just try saying, hey man, I'm gonna go see a movie or I'm going to meet some people, some drinks. He'll see you in a few hours assuming it's legal for you to drink, or whatever. Just let him know you're gonna leave for a few hours so he knows he's got time. Take a walk, go to the library, see a movie, get some food, go see a friend, etc. If you're too nervous to talk to him and can't leave the apartment for some reason, try cranking up some white noise, wearing some headphones, turning on a movie, etc. But my money is on this. If he's comfortable enough to tell you he got one and comfortable enough to use it while you're home knowing that you share a wall, he's not going to be offended or embarrassed if you confront him. I feel like he's a gay and he secretly wants you to hear him and know about it. Like it turns him on. Because this is not normal behavior. I also feel like he's a serial killer. He just kinda gives that vibe off TBH. Cheers. I'm sorry, but this is so funny. You might have to tell him that his antics are keeping you up. I personally don't judge anyone for using a sex doll. It's just another kind of sex toy until he starts taking it on dates. Lol, you're 19 and own a bunch of self-pleasure toys? When I was 19, I was too afraid to look at a sex toy, bro. So what I'm gathering here is, you're jelly and you are actually trying to see if someone is going to suggest that you get back at him by having a go or two with his real doll while he's not around. Just be like, mate, I don't begrudge you wanting to fuck a doll, but at least try to keep it down. Or don't fuck it at 4am. You're so loud with it. Just be frank and upfront about it. The fact that you're 19 rooming with a dude that's 32 and is banging his 5-foot-tall realistic sex doll at all hours is the creepiest thing I've heard in a long time, lol, and you can't just say, dude, keep it down with the doll fucking? He probably doesn't even know you can hear him. If he did, it'd say be embarrassed. How about the good old-fashioned way, simply bang your fist on the wall a few times and shout keep the noise down in there every time it gets too loud. Brew. The fact people spend money on these things is so weird to me. Damn, yeah. Get a job and your own place or suck it up. It'd start making voices for it. No man can laugh and be hard at the same time. Just butcher a girl voice and say some vile shit I'm going to say. You can just kindly ask him to keep it down. But also get some headphones and let him know you'll try to make it doable for the both of you. I don't think because you're not working that you should have to hear your roommate loudly pleasuring themselves at all hours of the night. That's a very odd take in my opinion. It's something you'd never do to somebody on purpose, even if they weren't working. He doesn't know you're hearing him yet, but if he did and continued on, it'd be mildly creeped out and I would feel creepy if I did that. That being said, you're in a tough situation and spot. It'd get a job as soon as possible, because there are people who think you need to suffer through every possible thing without one. I don't know, man. I feel like op is either actually or subconsciously getting off on the entire thing. Like, everyone had headphones. They're like 10 at Walmart, standing outside the door to take a photo which adds nothing to this story. Listening, the way he described the sounds, posting this asking for help when literally the only help is tell him. Maybe ask to join bro. Ask him if he gave her a name. Lol, I'm a very sarcastic person. I get that most people would not ask that question. Just tell him to let the doll get on top instead for a couple of days. I don't get how there's no shame in making so much noise while masturbating with a prop. Who the fuck makes noise while getting themselves off anyway? It's not even like someone is watching or has any participation in any way. Well, not voluntarily. Maybe that's it and he wants to be heard. After all, he didn't even hesitate to tell up what it was. He could have lied or said it was personal, anything but some weird doll he's gonna yell at and come in. He even pulled up a picture to show how hot his bitch is. Ask for a threesome with it. Bwahahaha. Brilliant. It'd pay to see that. Maybe well now it's Google search time. For science nor. To me, your question boils down to, how do I confront someone? Describe the problem to him and how it affects you. Maybe offer different solutions like be quieter. Do it when I'm not home, etc. He's being inconsiderate and he maybe doesn't know that it bothers you. Be clear that you're only bothered by the sound, not the act. Don't be judgy. He should be receptive and commit to a solution you both agree on. If he doesn't, he's an asshole. Assert your dominance by having sex with the doll in his bed honeymoon phase. Just give it time. It'll turn into fighting. All I think about for this is competition. Man, you just gotta bring a real girl home to jump on the bed with you at 4 a.m. But in all seriousness, talk to him first about how his habits are getting a bit out of control. If he won't budge, have a few friends over for a sleepover. If he has his fun night, then you can all have a good laugh in the morning. If he doesn't, then maybe keep having friends over to curb his habits. He has a new toy. I expect the novelty will wear off sooner than you think. I would give it another week and let him enjoy. Get some earplugs and try to block it out. If it is still going on after a couple of weeks, I would casually, non-judgmentally, just be like, your bed bangs on the wall. Could you shift it out a bit? Thank goodness, he got a doll and he's not just in there having wild wank sessions. First move is go up to them and be like, hey, glad you are enjoying that investment, but come on man, I gotta sleep at some point. Next move, get yourself a white noise machine or some headphones to sleep with. This is the kind of thing you deal with in shared space situations. Also, remind them to clean that thing out and you remember to hose down that shower after they do so you don't slip on silicone baby batter. Try earplugs if you don't want to talk to him. Another thing is you're in the house constantly, which gives him no option to do this alone. He can't go over to the sex doll's house or bring it to a hotel. He probably uses the late night hours thinking you'll be asleep. Maybe try going out for long walks or go to the gym or library or coffee shop. Really, anything, but tell him how long you'll be gone. Let him take advantage of that time and maybe he will tone it down at night. Ask him if you can hit. See if he gets jealous. As annoying as this problem is for you, all I can think about is how TF is he cleaning it after each use, because if he isn't using a condom with it and just coming inside freely, that thing is going to stink to high heaven in no time. And it could get infested with bugs. IDK, it just makes me shudder. Hopefully he's cleaning that shit. There are really good earplugs you can buy, or you can wear noise cancellation earbuds. It's that or move. If he snored or had a girlfriend like you mentioned, then it would be even noisier. You could also ask him politely to keep the noise down. After 11, hopefully the thrill will ebb soon and he will only use it at a reasonable hour. I'd just be chill about it, like, hey man, I'm wondering if you can keep the noise down at night. You've woken me up a few times. Being respectful about noise and quiet hours is just a normal roommate thing, regardless of whether the roommate is talking too loud on the phone, having people over late, or fucking a sex doll. Sarcastic answer 1, get out your toys. And be louder than he is. Sarcastic answer 2, invite some friends over, and when he finishes, everyone claps. Serious answer, put on some music loud enough that you can't hear it. If you do that in the common area of the house, it should send a message. Tell him straight that you don't want to hear it at all, so if he's going to do it, then he has to do it silently. That is, by doing it on the floor and making sure he is completely silent when he does it. Also, I feel for you here because fuck that. But he has to know that you definitely hear him when he does it. If you don't nip that shit in the bud, then before you know it, you three will be sitting down for dinner together one night and he'll ask you to be his best man. When you try to tap dance around someone else's weird shit, you're just going to end up in a weird shit conga line that you can't get out of. Be an adult and have an adult conversation. Tell them what's up and ask them to either keep it down or limit the time, or ask them to use it when you're out of the house. Just because you're unemployed doesn't mean you can't leave for a while every day. You need to communicate. As soon as he starts, play loud music that he definitely won't be able to ignore. Turn off after a minute to check if he's still going. If he is, or starts again, rinse and repeat. Unless he's also getting off on you being able to hear him. In which case, get some earplugs about the loud noises and shit too. I don't know if he records shit with it, which could be why the lights are on at almost 4 AM while he's fucking it. Suck it up until you get a job or can afford to live somewhere else. Don't post pictures of that doll to get clout. Put on headphones or turn up the volume on your TV PC. Until you get a place of your own, you will have to deal with a roommate's issues. OMG, you are not overreacting. I used to live with a man who owned like 30 of these dolls. They're really realistic and made of TPE. You'll have to ask him nicely to keep it down. But if he doesn't, move or get good noise-cancelling headphonesia plugs. I feel like you have the right to ask him to keep it down a little bit, but give mans a heads up and tell him to keep the shit clean too if he's using it that much. Or else the sound of the moaning might not be the only thing that's bothering you. Maybe just shoot him a simple text message. Hey bro, can you do me a solid and keep it down at night? I'm a light sleeper and I really don't want to hear what I know you are doing. Something like that. Good luck. Knock on his door and be really bro-like and pushy about being tagged in. Be overly game for your turn. You gotta out-weird the weird. And if he tags you in, do something diabolical. Gotta assert your dominance. You should confront him, but please be safe. Because 19 living with someone who is 32 and not your family can be tricky. Just mention that at night you hear weird noises and maybe help pick up on the hint lol. You should talk about it with him. Maybe to make a window to bring the topic up, you offer to help him clean the toy, and while you guys are bonding over giving it a sponge bath, you can bring it up. Just tell him the walls are thin and he's waking you up. He wants to enjoy himself, but probably doesn't want to feel like you're listening to it and might try to be less noisy with it. Kill the vibe. Every time he's making a bunch of noise, do something that makes him aware that noise travels. Like microwave some popcorn, flush the toilet, watch an annoying TV show, etc. Bros out here creeping right outside. Creeping outside a grown man's room, listening to him masturbate. Just to come to Reddit and tell everyone about it versus saying, hey, can you keep it down? I understand that everyone has needs, and that is perfectly normal. But if you could screw your person-sized fleshlight more quietly so I could sleep, that'd be peachy keen of you. Tell him he can do it any time before PM or after 8 AM, but in between you need to sleep, so it's not acceptable. If he doesn't comply, submit a complaint to the owner of the apartment. Why can't you just ask him to not do it so late at night? He might think he's being considerate by doing it while you're sleeping. Regardless, you need to have a conversation. Walk up to him and say, hey bro, I can hear you fucking that thing at all hours of the night. I don't really care what you do, but we share a wall. Can you keep it down? Get earplugs or headphones. Go outside sometimes. It's honestly kind of rude to be home all the time when you have a roommate. It will help immensely to give each other space. Man, that's creepy. Use this as an opportunity to learn not to be like this guy. With that said, AirPods in or headphones on, TV on, stereo with music. Drown it TF out. I'm surprised no one is talking about him being a 32-year-old man telling a 19-year-old in detail about his new sex doll. A 19-year-old is also a man. It's not like he's grooming a minor. It's two adults talking about an adult subject. I'd treat it as a noise issue at first. He is being noisy in the middle of the night. It really doesn't matter what he is doing. He should not be being noisy at that time.